here's the secret to the perfect rice. I don't know if I could zoom in a little bit. You can see it's a little bit of moisture, a little bit of water on top. This is the best meal ever. I don't know, this is delicious. When we're just in the first meal, this is really delicious. What is up, guys? Welcome to another saucy video, another saucy budget video, and I am challenging myself today to a $14 meal. I total budget for today is $14. The inspiration behind this is the other day I was door dashing and I bought myself some fast food, a plate of Chinese fast food, and I saw it was almost $15. It was the worst Chinese food ever, and let me tell you, so I was like, you know what, let me challenge myself. What can I make with $14? And I nailed it. I'm making you guys two of my favorite dishes, and that is some Mexican rice, some arrocito con huevo, Mexican rice with some hard-boiled eggs and some queso fresco. You just, get some tortillas so you get into a taco. Ooh, I'm hungry because I haven't had dinner. So this is basically going to be your lunch and dinner. For our second meal, it's going to be Migas. I didn't know they were called Migas until recently. So essentially what it is a version of Chilaquiles, and it's very small pieces of tortilla fried with scrambled egg on top. And then you just top it up with some crema, with some sour cream and some queso fresco. Yeah, so delicious basically. And I'm hungry. Let's get it. I'm excited because I'm gonna show you guys how to make one of my favorite Mexican rice recipes, and it's really hard because even my mom hates making Mexican rice because it's very hard to get the consistency. I kind of nailed it, and hopefully I can share this with you guys, and very excited for I'm excited for this. Let's get to it. All right, let me show you guys the ingredients right here. Here's the receipt, and then we spent the $14 right here and some change, essentially $14 right here. The eggs are already inside, but we got our favorite cacique queso fresco. We got ourselves 3 Roma tomatoes, and that we're gonna use all 3. Some tortillas Guerrero. These were $2. We got ourselves a bag of rice, 2 pounds of rice. We're not even gonna use all of it. And then we got ourselves an onion. The only thing that you guys might be missing, but you should have in your pantry, it's gonna be chicken bouillon. Let me show you guys my favorite version of chicken bouillon. It's Knorr. I use this, my mom used this for many years, and this is delicious. You must have, okay? Then I'm gonna sure we wash our rice, make sure that it's the water is clear and everything. And today we actually doing 2 cups of rice, and I really like making 2 cups of rice. I feel like it cooks evenly, and I feel like every time I do 1 cup of rice, I burn it. So you could say essentially I found the right ratio for 2 cups of rice. All right, 2 cups of rice. So we're gonna start with from 1 cup of rice right here. Oh shoot, I'm making a mess. 2 cups of rice, and we're gonna wash that bad boy. Our next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our tomato base. We're gonna add the 2 Roma tomatoes. We're gonna cut the tip. We're gonna rub for a good look. I like to cut them in half. We're gonna add a slice of onion in there. I'll show you. I don't know how to measure this, but I'm gonna show you guys how much. And we're gonna add about this tiny piece of onion, and then we're gonna add 1 piece of garlic. I don't like to add a lot of garlic because I feel like it overpowers the rice, and I want to taste the rich tomato broth, the tomato puree in there, and I want to taste more of that than garlic. 1 garlic clove. Now this, we're gonna put our seasoning inside there. I like to add 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon. 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon. That's about half of 1. And then that's total of 1. 1 whole full tablespoon of. Then we're gonna put half a cup of water into our blender. Then we're gonna blend a bad boy. Now we gotta toast our rice with a little bit of oil. Maybe like a tablespoon of oil. The reason why we toast the rice is because we don't want a mushy rice, so then we make sure it's nice and golden brown right before we put our puree. And while that heats up, I'm gonna chop some onions. Did I wink? I tried. We're gonna slice some of that onion. Okay, I think our oil is hot enough, so we're gonna toss in a good amount of onion in there. We're gonna fried onion to saute. Is it saute or fried up onion? We don't want them too burnt. We want them still golden brown. Now let's toast our rice. We're gonna toast this so till it's like golden brown. Now that our rice is nice and golden browned, we're gonna go ahead and toss in our puree, and we're gonna toss in 2 cups of water. All right. I like to strain mines. There we go. Let's first put our first 2 cups of water. Let's try to get all those juices in there. That should be good enough. The reason why I like to blend mine is because my blender, it's been happening for like 3 years plus. I feel like I need new blades. So some people say to leave it, all the good stuff there, because that's like the fiber and all the good stuff. But my reality, I don't like the chunks of like tomato inside. Now we gotta wait till it boils. Once it starts boiling, we're gonna close the lid and put it on low for 20 minutes. Before that happens, we gotta make sure that it's good on salt. Maybe a tiny bit more salt. Okay, that's enough. So I started boiling already, and the secret to a very delicious rice, let me tell you guys, is adding a serrano. Just leaving it in there to cook with the rice. It just gives it that kick in there. It's not spicy at all. Just you could tell that it's chile was in there, like a serrano is in there. And no, do not add a jalapeno. It would not. Jalapenos not some jalapenos are not that spicy, so you will not even tell. Now we're gonna close it up. We're gonna drop it down to low for 20 minutes. So we got 5 minutes till our rice is ready. In the meantime, we're gonna boil our water for our hard-boiled eggs, and then we're gonna wait until it boils before we put in our eggs in there. Do you have a favorite burner? I mean, I do. This was my to-go-to burner. That one, it's okay. That one heats up too much, and this one is a little bit spicy. Don't know why, but this one, I can control the temperature of whatever I want in this one here. That's why my rice is there. In this one, I can never get the perfect heat for my rice. Good boy. But we're gonna wait for water to boil. It's been officially 20 minutes. All right, it looks like it still has little water around it. That's completely normal. It looks like it still needs maybe a little bit more time. But here's the secret to the perfect rice. I don't know if I could zoom in a little bit. You can see it's a little bit of moisture, a little bit of water on top. If after 20 minutes that happened to you, don't panic. I got you. This is the secret. First, gotta make sure that it's not that hard. If it's hard, then I need to leave it in there for another like 5 minutes on the heat. If it's not, I'll tell you right now. Already fluffy, but it looks like it needs a little bit more time. So here's the secret. We're gonna close it off, then we're gonna leave it for another 10 minutes resting off the heat. For another 10 minutes off the heat, and it should be good to go. And then we'll come back and check it again. That's the secret to a perfect rice. Our water is boiling, so we're gonna boil our eggs. My mom used to always do this with a spoon. Get them in there. Perfect. Another one. Here we go. Put it in a spoon. If you let it drop in the bottom, it will crack. One more. We're gonna put it against the pot. Drop it slowly. And we're gonna let that boil for 12 minutes. Now we gotta check our rice as well. It's been officially 10 minutes. Woo. My God, it's delicious. While we wait for our eggs, because this one takes a little bit to heat up, so we're gonna put our comal so we can heat up our tortillas. But officially it's 12 minutes since we were boiling our eggs, and then we're gonna take them off and we're gonna put them in some ice water so we can chill them and stop the cooking process, and also it's easier for us to peel the egg. Our first egg. And egg number 3. Let's find out if it's ready. They're a little hot, but it's ready to go. Wow. And our last. This is one of my favorite meals. All right. Oh, look at that rice. By the way, look at the bottom. Nothing sticked in the bottom. Oh, perfect. So fluffy, so delicious. Put her in. I'm gonna eat 3 eggs today. We're gonna toss in our tortillas. I'm so hungry. What we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our queso fresco. We're just gonna make our taquito as per usual. Let's put the booty in the center. Then you just tighten it up, roll it up to a taquito. My favorite thing to do is smash the egg in there. Then we're gonna mix it all up. I don't know why I like my food like mixed, complicated. First bite of the taquito. Let me fix my mic. Holy banana, that's really good. Oh my god. And then we're gonna step it up a notch. Grab your tortilla, and then we're gonna put some rice and huevito on top of that. We're gonna grab some queso fresco, put it on top. Oh my god. This is the best meal ever. How is this? I don't know. This is delicious. I mean, we're just in the first meal, and this is really delicious. We're on to the second meal. Our second meal is gonna be migas, aka enchiladas. I call them enchiladas. So we're gonna put a little bit of oil in there to let that warm up while we cut our tortillas. 6. We're gonna cut them into little pizzas. I'm gonna go down the middle right here. I'm gonna go down the middle right here. We're gonna go down the center and the opposite way. That is some big pizzas, but those are too big of a pizza, so I'm gonna go down the middle here. Perfect, to make it a perfect little nice pizza. Now those are bite-sized pizzas. Now we're gonna wait for our oil to heat up. Okay, that's bubbling. That's jumping everywhere. That's good. So we're gonna start with our first batch of tortillas. I'm gonna toss them right away because then they start crunching right away. We gotta fry tortillas and we gotta start tossing them right away because they start frying quick. Trick is not to move them not to flip them as much as possible. You want them to get a nice crunch, because if not, if you flip them a lot, they come out a little stale. While this is cooking, I'm gonna grab myself a little bowl with a napkin so it could drain that excess oil. We got a little napkin with a little bowl so it could soak all that excess oil right there. We're not gonna flip it yet. For me, the most indicator, like the indicator that lets me know that it's ready to flip, when you start seeing little brownings on the edges and you're like, okay, cool. We're gonna take them out before they burn. Make sure you drain, soak them. Make sure you shake them too. Some of the excess, but we're gonna take them fast. They're burning. Okay, that's these almost burned, so perfect. So now onto our last batch of tortillas. I'm starving already. Now that we finished frying our tortillas, it's time to get a bigger pan and toss in our chips. Then scramble 4 eggs and toss it in there with our tortillas so it could like stick. And then add a little bit of salt and that should be ready. And then we let that bad boy warm up a little bit. 4 eggs and we're gonna beat them. Just a tiny bit of oil. Toss in our chips. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt in there. Scramble that bad boy. And I move that around. Okay, I think put a lot of chips, but alright. We might have to toss in a couple more eggs in there. And that is looking like it's done. It's ready to get in my belly. Voila. The last step is to plate our delicious Migas. That looks delicious. Then we're gonna finish that off with some sour cream. Some sour cream. More. Then we're gonna mix. Alright, some queso fresco up in that beauty right there. And doesn't that look appetizing? Doesn't that? I think it looks pretty delicious. Alright. This is the final result. These are migas for y'all that don't know what are migas. With some salsita on top. There was not enough in the budget, so you could use some tapatio, some Valentina. Ooh, I'm ready. Get in my belly. These are delicious. Jeez Louise. It's just missing some salsita. That is it. 2 meals, $14. Migas, some arrocito con huevo, some rice, and some hard-boiled eggs. I would say my favorite, arrocito con huevo, rice with some Mexican rice with some hard-boiled eggs. That is a lot of food. That's gonna be my breakfast for tomorrow. I still have leftover sour cream, leftover queso fresco, leftover tortillas, leftover rice. Maybe tomorrow we can make ourselves with just maybe like $2 more. I go buy some Roma tomatoes and make myself a salsa. Make a burrito. Oh wait, $4 more, $6 in total. I could buy me some. I could make me egg, rice, salsa, burritos. Oof. That's an idea, maybe. There we go. 2 meals for $14. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You guys are the best. I am getting I'll show you guys what I'm getting on the mail next week. I'm excited. This wouldn't happen without you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. See you guys next week with the next budget video. Peace.